Hey everybody, my name is Deacon Kyle Teets. I'll be here at St. Francis Parish in Marshalltown for the summer. Very excited to be here. I was recently ordained a couple weeks ago as a deacon, and I'll have one more year of seminary to go before, God willing, being ordained a priest next year, Memorial Day weekend. So really excited about that. Today in the Gospel we have kind of an interesting passage. The scribes are debating about the Christ, the Messiah, the Anointed One, who they say is going to be the Son of David. And Jesus acknowledges that, yes, the Christ will be the Son of David, but he's more than that as well. The scribes get really caught up in the Christ as the Son of David. And Jesus quotes Psalm 110, the most quoted psalm in Scripture in the New Testament, to explain that even David himself, as the psalmist, referred to the Christ as Lord. The Christ is more than just the Son of David. He, in fact, may be the Lord. And the ironic thing in all of this is that Jesus himself is the Christ in the midst of explaining this to the crowd in front of him. For the reflection today, I wonder sometimes how we can sometimes put Jesus in a box, sometimes try to make him fit into our own perceptions or expectations. We know how easy it is in society, especially in news media and politics, to put a spin on someone, to label them, to kind of cast a certain light and put them into kind of our own framework. Sometimes people will say, well, my Jesus wouldn't do that, or my Jesus wouldn't say that. And sometimes I kind of laugh a little bit and think, well, maybe your Jesus isn't the same Jesus we're talking about here. Think about, sometimes someone might say, Jesus would never do anything harsh. He would never, make an angry remark or anything to anyone. But you think in the scriptures, when Peter tries to prevent Jesus from going to his death and resurrection, Jesus says, "Get behind me, Satan." Some very strong words to say. I think for my own life, sometimes I can get in the mindset that the most important thing for Jesus is personal prayer, or doing the Mass or something. Even more important maybe than serving the poor. I get the idea that this is what Jesus wants. This one thing, either prayer, that can be what it is for me. And certainly prayer is a great thing. That's how we grow in a relationship with Jesus. But so also is serving others. And Jesus says a lot about that in the scriptures. What you did for the least of my brothers, you did for me. And he says many parables as well, with the sheep and the goats and the poor man and Lazarus. Sometimes I get my perception of Jesus pretty limited. Just say, he just wants prayer. It doesn't matter what I do with others. But Jesus is more than that. He's a complex man. And he resists simple explanations, simple labels. Jesus is always more complicated and more deep than we think. So we constantly need to check ourselves, and how do we do that? To keep our perspective of Jesus in tune with the real Jesus. Certainly, hearing good preaching, regular participation in life in the church, and through prayerful reading of sacred scripture can help us keep in relationship with Jesus. Prayer can also keep us in check as we encounter Jesus in a personal way. But I think in a particular way, encountering Jesus prayerfully in the scriptures can keep us a healthy perspective on him, and can be really challenging to us as well, to help us to grow deeper as Christians, to maybe shake us out of our preconceived notions, and to come to a fuller appreciation of who Jesus is as the Christ. We will always be challenged by encountering Jesus more deeply, but that also means we will be able to grow deeper in relationship with him. God bless. Looking forward to being here this summer.